Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome tonight. I say thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across a video by a peace white woman who called Cory Booker a black man, a racist. Why? Because to her, Cory Booker did not mention about Khalil Mahmoud, about his situation on his filibuster, right? And who is Khalid Mahmoud? Khalid Mahmoud is the young man who was detained by ICE because he orchestrated a protest in a college campus, right? So I am going to ask, with everything going on all over America and with everything Cory Booker talked about under his filibuster, where he spent about 25 hours plus talking about the situation of America, right? You and I can understand that so far ICE has really been detaining literally everybody that is illegal, and when you protest and all that, I definitely will put it in a bad situation because the president actually mentioned this before he even got into office, right? Follow me. Now you all can see that our ICE has detained from Latinos to Cubans to even Black people to African migrants and all that, Haitians and all that, right? So you might not even remember their names. Why? Because it's a whole lot going on. So somebody is mad because a Palestinian man is not being mentioned. That made a black man a racist. You know what? I want to be this kind of racist. And well, let me tell you all something. Some white women know what they are doing. But you know what? The read is reading. Let's get into this.
I don't want to be too hard on people that are excited about the fact that Cory Booker filibustered for over 24 hours and broke the record, because I understand that people are genuinely desperate for Democrats to do something, anything. But what I can't do is be excited with you. Like, people are trying to make this happen, and I'm not. The only even slightly cool thing about this story to me is that he broke the record of a segregationist racist. That's pretty cool. Literally, the record before this was a guy who filibustered all night because he was so racist he didn't want the Civil Rights Act to pass. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool that a black guy broke the record. Okay, that's where the compliments end. That's where the good parts about this story end. Now I'm fixing to trash the rest of it. First of all, typical Democrat, the second it was over, they're sending me fundraising fucking text messages and emails trying to get money from me. I'm not giving you bitches any money. You've done nothing to earn money. You blew over $1 billion in the last election to have your asses handed to you by the Republicans. Don't ask me for money. You should be embarrassed. Second of all, what was he filibustering? What? Nothing. Vibes? Like, he just was like talking about how Donald Trump is a threat. He wasn't actually filibustering anything specific or a bill. In fact, the Democrats did the most Democrat thing. As soon as this was over, they all gave unanimous consent to pass through an unqualified Trump nominee. That pretty much sums it up. And lastly, I'm not going to praise you. You're not going to get any praise when you said nothing about Mahmoud Khalil. Nothing. He talked about immigration. He never once, not once, mentioned Rumesa or Mahmoud Khalil or any of the other people that got snatched off the street by ICE because they were protesting the genocide in Palestine. You'll notice he's wearing one of those stupid ass fucking pins, virtue signaling over the hostages. He is a huge shill. Always remember that. No, I mean, he's always been a shill. He's a shill of anybody who will give him money. He's taken money and done the bidding of big pharma, of big ag, healthcare and insurance lobby, privatizing education. Like, he has always been a hack. But man, he is a darling of AIPAC in the Israeli lobby. But he's really standing there getting plaudits and praise for talking about the Constitution and the rule of law. He waved the Constitution around multiple times during his filibuster, talking about some freedom and you can't take away people's right to free speech and our rule of law are the bedrock principles of this country. This you? Because this is you posing happily with wanted war criminal Yoav Galan, who literally has a warrant out for his arrest for crimes against humanity. And this is why I just can't get fucking behind this. I just can't get excited about it the way you guys are getting excited about it because it's so fucking vapid. It's so fucking hollow. You sit here waving around the Constitution, talking about free speech and due process as you say nothing about Mahmoud Khalil or Rumesa or any of the people that were snatched off the street by ICE because they were protesting the genocide in Gaza. Nothing. Oh, he talked about ICE, but he only talked about it in regards to El Salvador and the people that were taken there. Said nothing about the people taken because of Palestine. Nothing about their due process, nothing about their free speech. Because in this country, the hackery and the selling out to the Israeli regime is truly bipartisan. So he will sit there and he will talk about justice and equality and equity and the rule of law and free speech and all the liberal principles he claims to have and principles about the Constitution. And then he's silent about the violations of the civil liberties of people talking about Gaza. You're full of shit. And the reason why the Republicans have been able to get away with doing so much deranged shit to anybody protesting Palestine, because don't forget too, he cheered the cracking down on the college campuses by all the administrators and the police to the pro-Palestine protesters. So let's not forget that. They have allowed all of these violations to happen and have not stood against the Trump administration because they don't disagree. So yeah. Excuse me if I'm not really inspired by this resistance lib 2.0 shit that, as per usual arrangement with Democrats, doesn't actually accomplish a fucking thing. I think it's pretty cool that a black guy broke the record. Okay, that's where the compliments end. That's where the good...
Well, hello there. It's time for another episode of preparing you for bullying so that you won't be so affected by it. For instance, some people might say, hey, you may smell like a dog, but you don't have to have the haircut of a mangy one. Or something like, you don't have to smell and look like an abandoned dog on the street who the only option was to cut out the matted fur. Because that's bullying and it's wrong, and you need to be prepared for statements like that. Some people might say, why the fuck would we care what you think is cool about a black man breaking a record of some white supremacist dude? Of course, that's where the compliments end. And that's more compliments than you'll ever receive on your hair, is what some might say. And that is what I'm preparing you for, because bullying must stop. But what should begin is the completion of whatever hairstyle you're going for. Is it some type of medieval little boy's haircut? Does that dog tail you have attached right here wag when you're happy? Is what some might say. And I tell you what, I'm against that form of bullying. People are bullying you in videos, in the barber's chair. Scissors are bullying you. Some plastic surgeon just started beating your lips up with lip filler. It needs to stop. You don't deserve it. Sounds like you deserve it. It looks like your hair and overall demeanor and face fit. What you deserve is what some might say. And it's pissing me off thinking about it. But not as pissed off as you should be. Because the black man didn't bring up everybody else's issues. Some may ponder, what have you been doing besides sitting for that trial and error haircut you got going at the local discount barbershop school? When are you gonna finish the butch job, is what some might say. You see how I'm preparing you? Other people may be more creative, doubtful, but see, the harsher I get, everything else will seem like child's play. Like the playing a child did in your hair, it looks like. It's what some people may say. People can be so cruel, just like a child with scissors on a sleeping dog. 10 out of fucking 10.
I need you guys not to do this, not to try to make excuses for him, because he never fucking once mentioned any of the protesters that were assaulted or the Arab students that were kidnapped off the street by ICE. When he was talking about ICE, he was talking about the Latino people in the country that got swept up in the ICE raids and taken to the prison in El Salvador. And he used their names and he told their stories. Not once did he acknowledge the existence of Mahmoud Khalil or Rumesa or any of the other people that were taken because of their pro-Palestine speech. In fact, when the university started cracking down on student protesters and letting cops beat their heads in, Cory Booker defended it and said that the administrators needed to do more. So please do not get it twisted. When they're talking about immigrant rights or criticizing ICE or criticizing the police, they are not including Palestinians or pro-Palestine speech. Period.
Most creators on this app are manipulators. There's a difference between manipulating occasionally and being a manipulator. Everyone manipulates occasionally, most of the time unconsciously. Does that make sense? It is when you do it for the sole purpose of self-gain at the expense of harming others that you become a manipulator. But the thing about manipulators is they're narcissists. And that's why you have so many bad takes. They're not really bad takes. That's just the person showing you how vapid they really are, how shallow. They know when a take that they have will receive backlash. And you know they do because they'll do stuff like this. Sorry. That's really tickling me. But the But the thing is that the manipulators are usually so narcissistic, they think, and they're mostly right, that they, even though that it's like the stock, it may dip a little bit, but it'll go back up because they think they're the ones in control. But the reality is, when we're talking about a creator, the manipulator is not the creator. It's the following. The following are not sheep like y'all think. Oh no. They may be in a silo, but that silo was created by the creator, and then the people in it have the power to transform what the creator does, if that's the type of person that they are, which most of the time they are. When I had my big account, the people on my page tried to name themselves. They gave me the name Sarcasm Queen. I kept that. I thought it was adorable. But I refused to name anybody that supported me. Why? One, because it's lame. And two, because I want y'all to listen to my thoughts and ideas, yes. Not put me on a pedestal. Sometimes you do, and it is comfortable there. I like when people call me wise, old-spirited. I've always gotten that since I was like born. My mom says I was born an old woman. She said I came out, looked at her, and screamed because I knew I was born into poverty. If you asked me what I wanted to be at 5 years old, I said a dictator. Then I formed my first cult in kindergarten. I talked about this before. I taught myself trigonometry at 8, just another cult at 8. Then I wanted to be a brain surgeon, so I memorized the parts of the brain and their functions. I did stuff like that, it's not humble bragging, it's outright. But I never really want that. I want the freedom and autonomy of my people. That is very genuine. I do enjoy accolades, though. Now, what does piss me off is the people who pretend that they have the best interests of our people at heart, and they don't. This is not a TikTok game to me. My whole career is civil rights. This has been my life's work. It's all I think about. I eat, sleep, breathe it. I get up 12:30, 1:30, 2:30 in the morning, and if I'm not writing my raps for my hobby, I'm researching, thinking about the human condition as a whole so that I can understand our enemies, but mostly from the perspective of a black person and what we can do. This is what I do. The only manipulation I'm doing right now is wearing this very attractive shirt. And I'm talking in this tone because this is normally how I talk, unless I'm talking to like a specific person. Manipulators on this app, these people with these bad takes, they all have very many things in common. They show you the array of emotions. It's very easy for me to pick up on because I don't fully understand all of the human emotions. I think a lot of them are unnecessary. But because of that, I had to adapt and understand facial expressions and all this shit. I talk about it all the time because it's very important. For instance, these creators, right, they like to be in groups. If you ever notice, I hop around and learn things, take what I need to, and move on. But I'm never in a group. But they also show you things like this serious video, this topic that's just so happens to be trending about black issues. Never anything original. You get serious tone, serious face. If they're trying to show you a different facet of their persona, it's goofy. I'm just a fun-loving gal. Sometimes they'll even show you sadness or happiness. It's all calculated. The ones not trying to manipulate, you will see the facets of emotions while they do their videos, if it's not something like specific to their brand. But these people who just talk and show their everyday, manipulators most of the time, unless they're showing you something raw. And not the fake raw, the real raw. And yes, I'm using me as an example because I'm human. I had an entire psychotic break on this app and posted way too much of it before I ended up in that mental ward. People thought that shit was funny. These creators, they thought it was so ha-ha kiki funny. I tell y'all the truth as I know it. And then I say, go look it up on your own. I used to show the proof in the videos, but y'all don't like that, which makes sense. Y'all are human. We are human. Statistics is boring. But I am very pissed off at niggas who sat there and sit here, have been manipulating my people for so long. It really pisses me off. It's one thing when it was just me. It's another thing when now my people are seeing it and understand now that, yeah. Honestly, I really don't give a fuck if people are going to think that, oh, you're just saying this stuff now because it's popular. I don't say anything because it's popular to say it. In fact, I've been in controversy with Mecca, for instance, because what I said was not easily digestible, but I ended up being right. And I wish the bitch would apologize for calling me, what she said, co-signer to genocide. And I'm going to bring it up because I want my wounds. I don't really want her apology. I just, remember, the people are not being manipulated, not by the creator anyway. They're all in a group formed by the creator. And the creator really is at the will and mercy of their followers, especially when they use it to make an income. Be wary of that too when every other fucking video is them trying to sell you something. There's nothing wrong with making your money on this app, but don't convolute it with black issues and act like that's really what you're about when you're not. Have I sold products before? My own, my book I wrote? Yeah, sure, I sure did. I make $7 to $8 max on each sale, and I don't push it. And it aligns with my platform. To be honest with you, the money that I make on there, I more than give back to businesses here on TikTok, black businesses. To me, and y'all may take this to moment, the time that I take to make some videos on TikTok is not activism to me. Never has been. I don't believe I should be paid for my time. Black, and this is my mindset, and I feel that if you resonate with that, then it is my responsibility to talk about it. I was born this way to develop and learn. That is my gift to my people. It is not something I expect to be rewarded for. Now, my other talents, like my book writing, thank you. I appreciate that. That was a joke book, and y'all knew it was a joke book journal thing. I make it clear when it's a joke. But my serious shit, I would never sell you. I'm not knocking anybody else. I'm just telling you how I feel. And it may be a narcissistic point of view coming from my derealization, depersonalization. I don't care. I'm just telling you that I do think that wisdom was bestowed upon me and an old soul. I do believe that, but it was bestowed. It was not something that I earned to sell you. Just be careful. This is really not me trying to put myself above other people, because if I wanted to, I would. I'm not doing it right now. This is serious. I really, really, really need y'all to pay attention. We've been at war. Don't listen to these motherfuckers. Remember what your grandmamas, great-grandmamas taught you. Your great-granddaddies, your granddaddy taught you, because they did teach you what's really happening in this country, how we're really treated, thought of, and how to spot a cocoon. I genuinely love y'all black people. 10 out of 10. Y'all see how dramatic that was? But I do. Y'all understand? 10 out of 10 for real.
So at this point, I am super convinced that if some of y'all would have been around back then when Rosa Parks refused to get to the back of the bus, Y'all would have said she was doing too much. Y'all would have called her performative back then. Oh my gosh, Rosa, why are you doing that? Just get to the like, Rosa, who is this helping? She just want to make a show. She just want to make a fool of herself and just draw attention. That's the point. Okay? That's the point. I say that to say a lot of y'all forget that Rosa Parks refusing to get to the back of the bus was orchestrated by the NAACP. If that incident would have never been orchestrated the way that it was, the bus boycott may not have ever happened the way that it happened. Sometimes shit is supposed to be performative because it's supposed to cause disruption. Sometimes when shit gets this bad, the only thing you can do is cause a disruption. That's it. It's supposed to draw eyes. It's supposed to make people look at what's going on. Oh, well, the Dems need to do a lot more than wearing some pink shirts and putting some signs up. That man, Cory Booker, got on that stage for 25 hours, urging America to wake the fuck up. Read letters of people's stories that are not being listened to just so they could have a chance to be heard. That is the point. That's the point. I am 100% on the side of critiquing your politicians. I agree with that wholeheartedly because yes, they work for us and it's their job to get shit done. But when something like this breaks through the normal media route, and it breaks through the other side even, catches a lot of people's attention and they're watching and listening, why won't some of y'all allow that to energize people? Allow people to mobilize and allow them to use the momentum to push them forward. It's very strict and it doesn't make any sense and it's starting to piss me off. I understand that he technically wasn't running a filibuster because there was nothing that he was presenting, but the last time someone did a filibuster like this, they were protesting civil rights. A black man getting up there and breaking the record going 25 hours just to plainly remind Americans that what's going on is wrong and hurting people. Reading the letters of people who are being affected by this right now and having it live streamed where millions of people were watching. I feel like I've said this on my page multiple times, but I need a lot of y'all to back up and look at this bigger picture of what's going on.
Oh my God, Crystal Black is on her own world. What did I hear her say? Other people might be creative. I'm preparing you for the bone. I'm trying to keep a straight face, but I am going to say this. What is wrong with white women? What is wrong with people? What is wrong with you people? Now, oh my God, I just do not know where to come in because these people are unbelievable. When I say unbelievable, I meant it. These people, leftists, white leftists, are so dangerous. Why am I saying they are very dangerous? They are very dangerous in the sense that they are not getting anything done, but they want to see out there and want to talk about somebody that stood there for 20 how many hours to speak about what is going on. See, I am not going to lie to anybody. If you call this performative, you know what? That is how I want it. I want things like this. Keep performing. Keep performing. And if you think that it's performative, you know what? I want you to create your own time and go do it. You are asking why he is racist, you say, right? I love him. I love the fact that he is racist. Yes, I love him. You all think it's okay for you to like come on this Beyonce's internet with that your team wig that I do not know where you bought it from. Where did you buy that? AliExpress or where? Or that lip filler that, or what is that on your mouth? You want to talk about being racist? About somebody that stood out there to do what he could because he saw things are going wrong. You want to come for him and you say, yeah, because a black man. So what? All right. I have to chill with these people because these people are really very, ooh, say no more. I am really sick and tired of you people. See, now let me tell you something. For those that do not know me, I do not care. You can criticize a government. There is nothing wrong in criticizing a government. You can criticize somebody, right? But do not criticize what we all know that it is good, because that is where the problems start. There is nothing people can do to you people to satisfy you, and there is no need to satisfy anybody, because human beings are just crazy. And this particular video she made is also a typical example why I keep saying that they are just not good. White women or that white woman, You are talking about Palestine, the Ali. Have you not seen other people? Is the Palestinian guy the only person that has been detained in the eyes, or he is supposed to call everybody's name one after the other? Do you know how many Latinos, how many Cubans, how many Africans or the Haitians, how many people have been deported or that is being detained right now? Right? Do you know how many of them? Can you count? Absolutely, you cannot count, and you do not care. And because he did not mention Ali, who is Ali Mahmoud or whoever he is, who is he that he has to mention his name? Who is he? Who did you vote for? Let me start with who did you vote for, young woman? Let's know how to tackle the problem. Because you all voted for third party or you voted for Donald Trump. You are not saying anything about Donald Trump with how many felonies, right? I ain't talking about that. I am not seeing you talk about that. You are not talking about the fact that you all voted for a woman that always go on exile every 4 years. You all are that dumb. That is to tell you how political dumb and unsmart you people are. Because if you are political smart, you definitely will know that voting a third party is like endangering other people's lives, especially the Palestinians that you say you love. That is how silly you people are. You all made mistake, and you all are not even willing to accept that you made a mistake, and you are looking for somebody to save you from your mistake. That shit ain't happening. I'm sorry to say this, but that is how it is. Someone really had to put you people where you belong. So go pick up yourself and that you're pro-Palestinians and go do something better with your life. Or better still, go hate the story. People like you are hating the story. People like you are out there speaking up. Go speak up for the people you think that you value. And better still, if you think what is going on is not cool with you, you know what? You have your passport. If you do not have your passport, you can actually get one for less than $200. You know what? You can travel to Palestine and continue your pro-Palestinian movement. You are very silly, if I may say. See, these people really do not care about what is going on in every other person's life, especially Black people's lives. And I have been seeing everything going on. They've been poking Black people for how many months? 2 months plus, going to 3 months, right? That this man came into office. They have removed so many things. Black history is no more. DEI have been taken away. So many things have been taken away. I am not seeing you people talk. You are you are moving wild with that your AliExpress week. You heard me right. Because if you are not, you definitely will see what is going on in Black community. I am not seeing anybody protesting, but you all want all that attention, right, given to you, like you all paid for it. No, you ain't getting any free commercials. Go get a life. Shout out to Crystal Black. She knows how to handle them. You all. Bye for now.